Oh, hey Aquarius, my name is Chris and this is your beautiful reading for fall and winter 2026. And usually I don't make Celtic crosses, but this time I do. That's the Four of Swords in the center. Meditation, processing something that is giving you success, right? This is stabilizing something you want to manifest. Your inner peace, take good care of it. That's the big center here. Justice is the foundation. Okay. And what you're processing is an old version of yourself, basically, that is no longer existing. That kind of fell apart, and it could be an old idea, an old concept of the world, the way of you looked into the world, into yourself. That old version of yourself, right, is completely done, right? You're burying it, you're processing that old version, but it's a victory. Nonetheless, there's the Six of Wands, a victory march, and justice is here as well. So you deserve this. And that old version of yourself could be an old fossil of Pluto in Capricorn since 2008, something really, really toxic, where you try to negate aspects of yourself, most likely. Swords energy, very rational, very cold, very, practical approach. Not so much practical, but maybe even idealistic, maybe even perfectionistic. There's the High Priestess in the recent past, the awakening of your intuition, right, of your water energy, Cups energy as well, associated with that frequency. There's the Chariot. Things are moving forward. You freed yourself probably from that old version, and everything looks pretty good, right? And don't be scared about that. That is just an old idea about yourself and the world, or the world. It's just outdated itself, right? It's just over. Three of Pentacles in the outside position. 10 of Cups, fortune after difficulty, right? That's beautiful. The Star card, Justice, 10 of Pentacles. There's the Queen of Cups with the High Priestess. So it's pretty good, right? The Star card, Justice card, 10 of Pentacles. You deserve this. Wake up to your blessings, right? So you got a lot of beautiful stuff going. You got a lot of a happy home, a happy family, a happy place to, get your energy, your frequency up again. And this is pretty much what you should do right now. You have something to process, and what you have to process is the old version of yourself. But you showing up as the Queen of Swords, you wanted to free yourself from that. That 10 of Swords guy was not happy before all these swords struck him down, right? So good riddance. You freed yourself from it, and you're laser focused on where you want to go. And the Star card is how it ends. The crown here is the 10 of Swords. There is a new beginning at the horizon. Justice is here. But I feel like in this time in between, let's not forget the Three of Pentacles here, there are coming in good people to work with. Could be a new job, could be a new career, could be, just new people. But it's more like Pentacles energy. So your creation, manifestation could be work, right? The most important thing right now is your inner peace. Four of Swords, processing what has happened, trusting your emotion, and just go with the flow. Everything will come as it is supposed to come, right? And the worst thing would be to go back to that old version of yourself with the 10 of Swords and try to revitalize, reanimate that guy. Don't do that. It's good riddance. It's really, you weren't happy with that 10 of Swords way of thinking, could be an idea, could be, as I said, a worldview, could be, there was something very, very toxic and one-sided about it. And it just needed to go. And the high priestess in your recent past, you know, it almost looks like the high priestess, which is your intuition, which is you got the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck here as well, right? Your intuition, your water element, your emotional body, your emotional wisdom. And let's just fantasize a little bit. Imagine that high priestess within yourself, your intuition, your inner light, killed that version of yourself that was probably too much in your head, too much intellectualized, too much rational, so that it kind of lost the connection to intuition, to inner guidance, to the inner light. Never a good idea if you're just too much in your head. That could be perfectionism, overthinking energies. Swords energy is in its completion and in its darker, toxic aspect. I think that is perfectionism, right? So very brutal. Maybe you've been just too freaking hard to yourself. And it's time to wake up to your blessings and not be so hard about yourself. You know, grant yourself the freedom. That's your Queen of Swords energy here. And she's also the butterfly king, the queen in this case, the butterfly queen. There's a little more playfulness, right? There's gratitude here with the Ten of Cups, fortune after difficulty, the Star card. And the Star card in combination with the Ten of Swords is also this energy where you implicitly might have asked for that. So maybe you were praying for a better life. Maybe you were praying for joy and happiness coming back into your life. And there was one aspect of yourself or one architecture within your life that was kind of hindering that, or was kind of negating that, or pushing that away, right? Too much in your head, too much perfectionism, so that you kind of lost joy in life. And with the Four of Swords, that's also Swords energy. Use your mind wisely. Use your mind with meditation, with breath work. That's what I did right before this reading. 10 seconds in, 20 seconds out. That's how you release negativity. Do that for 5 or 10 minutes if you've never done it. Combine that with meditation, just sitting there. You know, you don't need to do anything, you just need to be. And the secret of meditation is really just to sit there, and you can't fail, you can't do anything wrong, right? You just, the only thing is that you just allow yourself to be, not to think about stuff, not to organize stuff, just to listen, to be, to feel. And then if you do that for a while, a lot of chi, right, your intuition, the high priestess energy, is going to send to you all that what this frequency probably tried to shut down, tried to negate. And then you heal it and you reintegrate it. And that's the success story, right? And then you become aware of your blessings. Gratefulness is here on the table. And being open for the possibilities in your life. And that involves other people. In this case, Three of Pentacles energy, kind of working with other people. Yeah, there's the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands clarifying the Ten of Swords. So maybe you cut yourself off from your own passion. Four of Wands, yeah, never lose the connection to your subconsciousness, never lose the connection to your joy. There's a new 2 aces now, the Ace of Wands. It's freaking hot already. I'm sweating. the 2 aces, that's what you got, the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. And that's the new consciousness, that's a new idea. You no longer, you can still be super sharp with your swords, right? There's a lot of swords energy, 4 of Swords, 2 of Swords, Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords, right? With all that intuition, right? If you're more on the sword side, that's totally fine. If you're more on the intellectual planning, strategizing side, Beautiful. But even if you are, try to respect your fire, your passion, your feelings, your emotions. Yeah, the King of Wands is here, the Ace of Pentacles. If you, wait a minute, we've got 3 aces now and the Star card. There are 2 cards. 7 of Cups and the 6 of Swords. It is a choice to move on from that old version of yourself and allow yourself to be happy again. Allow yourself to be grateful. Wake up to your blessings. They are already here, right? The 10 of Cups is already here. You could just be happy. I think it's a time where you could just ease into life, and life is no longer such a struggle. And the 10 of Swords is also a fighting energy, but a failed fighting approach, something like that. And maybe that 10 of Swords totally shut out or closed out your own passions and emotions. There is the Ancient of Days. I haven't had that for quite a while. Number 31, Blue Angel Oracle deck. It's super hot. We're already having a teeny tiny heat wave, I guess. Ancient of Days, the Eternal Flame. You are the creative expression of the life force that flows through you. Thus, you are full of endless possibilities. Listen to the infinite wisdom of your soul. That's the High Priestess. For it will guide you to creations of love and light. Feel the flame aglow in your heart. This flame is your intuitive wisdom. It's not so much about the intellect these days, especially the second half of 2026. Easing into it, right? Allowing things to just flow. And for that, you have to take a step back when it comes to your intellect and your planning mind, right? Trying to force stuff, that's not the time right now. Just let it flow. Lick your wounds is what I'm hearing. Take good care of yourself. There's a healing aspect here, justice. You totally deserve this. Your 10 of Swords is turning into the 10 of Cups. So a heavy ending of something that was just kind of toxic and limiting yourself is turning into a big blessing that has a lot of potentials with the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands. But you have to allow these aspects of yourself to be part of the show, part of what you're doing next. Yeah, I'm not so super enthusiastic about these super bloomy descriptions here, but that is pretty much what it's all about, right? Allow yourself to be grateful for the blessings that you have. Allow yourself to heal, take the time to heal, and then you work with all of yourself, right? The entire package, all 4 elements, so to speak, and the divine spark as well. The divine inspiration, if you want to call it. And you connect that through meditation and through breathwork, that's for sure. Be at home, Wombat Spirit, right? That's your 10 of Cups and your Star card. Be at home, and there are good people to work with coming along. Chariot is carrying you. The entire energy here is just you're being carried and guided, carried, really. So you don't have to do so much. You don't have to stress about stuff. You just have to ease into it and trust the whole process. Which is, if you are indeed more on the cerebral side, right? Swords energy, sometimes it's a little hard to give up control and just go with the flow, but that's exactly what this reading is about. And now I'm stopping because I'm sweating. It's so freaking hot in here. So share, like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think about it. There's the yearly reading at the end of this reading. Check that out. If you like your sun, moon, and rising, that's always a good bigger picture if you want to explore your birth chart a little deeper. And that's all I got now, but I'll see you next time. Ciao.